Hi guys, Tugger here with a new video, and this video is a quick video I wanted to make while waiting for Social. Basically, I want to give you an update on my build that I'm playing for Social, mostly in Social, but also in 3s and 2s. While I didn't really play a lot of 2s and 3s with my warrior, unfortunately. We're still looking for a comp with my arms warrior, but the problem is with my mates, they're not playing the comps that I would like to play, so we are there just spamming soul shuffles as an arms warrior. But what I want to show you guys is the build that I'm actually playing with the max moral strike damage build. So pretty much this build, I'm taking this all the time in soul shuffle because most of the time you're playing versus melees, and guess what? Bladestorm is very good versus melees, and you are pretty much safe to do your one-shot at all times. They're not going to kite you whenever you're doing the one-shot. Or at least they don't expect it. So with this build, you want to do the bestest moral strike possible. And I've made a guide about it. It doesn't change. You could, again, change the stats because I changed the stats as well. Haste is good, crit is good, and mastery is good. And full versatility is certainly good. But what I'm playing right now in Social is actually full mastery, which gives me 30% pretty much. Now I changed it with the haste conquest build, conquest legs, excuse me, which basically gives me haste, unfortunately, because I wanted to go full mastery, but it is what it is. And also I changed my helm to be crits because, again, it is the crafted helm, which is actually pretty insane, so you should craft it very fast. It does some quite, it's actually 5% of my damage, that dot. So anyways, we're going for full mastery, and that is actually super good for your one shot because you're doing your one shot and you want to do max mortal damage strike damage. And what you want to do is actually do Colossal Smash. And Colossal Smash, what does it do? It does a deep wounds effect. And deep wounds, what does it do? It improves your damage for 12 seconds, pretty much. So what you're going to do is basically Bladestorm, and then you're going to macro the avatar with the Conqueror's banner, with the Colossal Smash, to actually have it directly, and then you can do a spear or you do spear before, you can choose. You will have most damage with your spear by doing avatar and Colossal Smash before, and then you're going to do a big moral strike. And keep in mind you have your 2 overpower stacks, maybe an execute stack, and you're going to do some insane damage. I'm going to show you guys on a dummy, but I have a soul shuffle video ready for you guys, and of course I didn't really crit a lot on this video, but it is very, very good to actually see the improvement in the damage since the buffs. So what you want to do is actually you're going to charge, you're going to stack overpower, or you have a sudden death proc, so you're going to sudden death, and then you're going to do Bladestorm. What you want to do right now, you're going to do a avatar Colossal Smash, and then Spear of Bastion, Sharpened Blade, and then you have like a 115k normal hit, which is actually insane. You should understand the amount of damage you can produce just with this one shot. I'm not like battling ages to get that damage. I did like mostly a charge, double overpower with a Bladestorm, which is pretty much unstoppable. Nobody's going to stop you with that. And then you're going to do an avatar Colossal Smash into a Spear of Passion, which is not stoppable as well. If they disarm you, just trinket that if you have the trinket, and then you're going to do a Sharpened Blade with a Moral Strike, and they're pretty much dead. Like, if they don't have a wall on them because they are like not thinking straight, I guess, at that moment he is going to get one-shotted. Like, I did a normal hit of 115k and then a critical hit crit for 150k, and that's without all the buffs with overpower, execute, or whatever. We can show you again without avatar. I'm going to show you without avatar. So I'm going to double overpower, then maybe 2 stacks of execute, which is pretty common, to be honest. And then we're going to do a Bladestorm really quickly, Bladestorming, and then I'm going to Sharpen Blade with a Colossal Smash, and then we can do a big Moral Strike, which is 186k without Spear of Bastion, without avatar. And to be honest, it's still a lot of damage. And you should notice, okay, you're going to say, look, those guys, they have armor, they have versatility, so you're not critting for that much. But you're going to crit for 130k minimum if you're critting with this. I would say stacking with all those modifiers, you're going to do a lot of damage, and it will be very surprising for the enemy team. And you don't even need Blaze Storm to do that. You can also just charge in, overpower, and then you get like a sudden death proc, doesn't matter. And then you're going to do overpower again, and then you're going to do a Spear of Bastion into Avatar, into a Colossus Smash, into a place like a Mortal Strike, and you have like a big Mortal Strike, which is, again, it's not a complicated rotation. And you see that the damage can be enough just to delete someone. And I think the idea of Blizzard, which is a good idea to be honest, is to actually nerf self-healing so they can buff healers to actually heal correctly. But the problem is with that is healers will probably don't have the time to actually do damage until the dampening is going to be nerfed in arenas. And whenever I'm saying nerfed, I mean going for 30% to a 20% dampening like factor in solo shuffle, or like 15% or whatever. And maybe in trees you can go for 5% instead of 10% to start with. But I think the idea of making DPS classes not as self-sustaining is a good thing. And you still have self-sustain, by the way. You still have impending victory, you still have bitter immunity, you still have rallying cry, you still have a lot of self-builds like disarm, stuns, fears. You should also notice that a fear and a stormbolt can also be used as a mana to win time. You don't need to always use them whenever you're doing damage. And it's not like a rogue whenever you're blinding a DPS that's like for self-build that it's actually already a loss. If you're stormbolting or fearing someone because you want to breathe a bit, it's actually very good because you want to give time to the healer. And that's this manner of thinking from Blizzard might be a very good thing, because you want to actually have DPSs to do insane damage while still being a class cannon. I think Arms Warriors should be seen as a class cannon that has some good peeling abilities like intervene, stormbolt, fear, rallying cry, disarm. You have also a lot of great PvP talents. If you're thinking, look, maybe I do not need Storm of Destruction, which is one of my favorite PvP talents, but you're thinking, look, maybe it's better to play with a War Banner versus a Rogue Mage, for example, or versus people that are constantly mini-CCing or CCing you. Well, you can do that. It's a 1.5 minute CD still, but if you're using it at the right time, you can cut a kidney shot to a 2 seconds or 3 second kidney shot, and that might be enough to actually survive the damage, because being CC'd can be deadly for you as an Arms Warrior. And you should also notice you have a lot of great talents, and those talents are going to be changed in 10.0.5, but you have even Inspiring Presence, you have Wrecking Throw, and all these are actually very good for your gameplay. So anyways, I have a solo shuffle match. Thank you for watching this video, I really appreciate you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and we will catch each other very soon in a next video. Have a great day. Bye.
For the fakeness, if you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that.